Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another broadcast of Jerusalem's Gate. I pray everybody's doing well. I'm still in a remote location. I'll be here for a while, and some people ask me why was I speaking so slow and low the last few videos, and that's because a family member is having surgery. Well, I had surgery, and we are here to take care of that family member, and the surgery went off well, and we thank everybody that prayed, and from the bottom of our heart, I know we prayed a lot, and the surgery went well. But anyway, going on to the topic, Turkey. Now, it's hard to figure out whose side Turkey's on. Now, Turkey, as we all know, is a NATO member. But what I'm fixing to show you shows that someone that's not a NATO member would do. And first, let's target in on biblical prophecy. Ezekiel 38, where it talks about Gog, out of the land of Magog. We'll start with verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, G-O-G, and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. Now, what I want you to really target in on is Tubal in verse 2, T-U-B-A-L. Now, that is an ancient term for Turkey, modern-day Turkey, and we know that to be a fact. So, Turkey will be under the leadership of Gog. Now, we know from Ezekiel that they call it the Rosh, and that is modern-day Russia. And they talk from the north parts. So if you go north of Jerusalem, you hit Russia. And now, am I saying that Putin is Gog? By no stretch of imagination, I am not saying Putin is Gog. I don't even think that Gog himself knows that he's Gog yet. Nobody knows yet for sure, 100%. But it says that Tubal, that's the ancient term for Turkey, will be one of the countries that come against Israel in the latter days, which we're living in the latter days. Now, let's go into some things that make you wonder. Now, this is coming from Reuters, and it's coming out today. Title reads, Erdogan says Turkey, Russia may cooperate on defense projects beside S-400. Now, we know that the Russia, Putin and Erdogan just did a deal with the S-400 missiles. Now, why didn't Erdogan with Turkey buy that from U.S. or NATO members, since they're supposed to be fit under the architect of military architect of NATO? I don't know. I'll leave it up to you to think that through. It's a tough thing. Now, some of my colleagues think that the coup attempt that happened not too long ago in Turkey was actually staged to get Turkey forces into Syria. I don't know the answer to that question, but I know that I've heard it spoke out there that some people believe that. Now, let's read a little bit of this article from Reuters. Ankara, Reuters. Turkey may cooperate with Russia on defense projects beside the S-400 missile defense system, which Moscow has agreed to supply to Ankara, President Erdogan told a news conference on Tuesday without giving any further details. And there's Erdogan and Putin. Let's go on. Turkey signed an agreement to buy the S-400 system in late December in a move which raised concern in the West because it cannot be integrated into NATO's military architecture. Now, NATO members has to have certain type of equipment to fit in to the whole picture of NATO military operations, and Russia's equipment doesn't do that. And so it makes you wonder why would Erdogan buy all this and get this close to Russia? Now, there's another thing I'd like to show you. If you thought that's interesting, wait until you see this. Coming out of Reuters also. Erdogan Putin marks start of work on Turkey's first nuclear power plant. Wow, that's something else. Let's dive into the article a little. Ankara, Reuters. The leaders of Turkey and Russia marked the official start of work to build Turkey's first nuclear power station on Tuesday, launching construction of the $20 billion plant in the southern province of Mersin. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me if I'm not. And there's the celebration of the building of the nuclear power plant. Okay, the plant will be built by Russian State Nuclear Energy Agency, Rosatom, and will be made up of 4 units, each with a capacity of 1,200 megawatts. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Turkey's Erdogan marked the start to construction, watching by video link from Ankara. When all 4 units go online, the plant will meet 10% of Turkey's energy needs, Erdogan said, adding despite delays, Turkey still plans to start generating power at the first unit in 2023. Now, why in the world is Erdogan doing this with Russia? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but it's very troublesome indeed. We know that the friction's building between Russia and the United States. Russia and Iran backing pro-Assad forces is pretty much at victory in Syria unless something happens. It's a sign that with the diplomats being kicked out, tit for tat, each country expelling the Russian diplomats and Russian expelling the NATO member diplomats, well, most of them anyway. But I wanted to give you this news. I thought it was pretty serious, and thought you may want to know. But hey, I know I say this a lot, but really thank you for subscribing. Each time somebody subscribes, I get very humbled, and I pray to God for each one of my subscribers and even my viewers. I pray for, and if you haven't subscribed, hey, try giving us a subscribe. We'll try to do a good job for you. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and close. With that, you're watching and listening to another broadcast of Jerusalem's Gate. God be with you all.